was a meeting at KICC, which I was supposed to attend and present these things before going to IBC. When I went for that meeting, Junet had given instructions because he knew, Baba used to share everything with him. I didn't tell Junet, but I told Baba, I have this dossier that I've prepared against IBC. I want to present before the Azimio committee because we need to take action as a team. And Baba told me, please come and make sure you present it. When I went, I found Junet had given instructions, tell Kanchori to wait outside. So the meeting was going on, and I'm outside, and I don't want to cause a scene, because you don't want to cause a scene. So I said, okay, maybe they want me to wait, and then they will call me. At that time you really don't know what's going on. So I waited, only to wait until the meeting is over and they come out. And then I went and took hold of Baba, and I didn't even see him. I followed them. And then they went to the press conference. Immediately they started addressing. So I decided to just wait for the press conference to be over. And you'll see a clip I shared publicly online. After the press conference, which was actually addressed by Junet, I allowed it to finish, and then I took hold of Baba. And Baba was a bit almost annoyed with me. He was like, Saitaba, where were you? I told him, Your Excellency, I was told to wait outside. And he said, no. And then I told him, but I have the document. I just need 5 minutes of your time. And we can go back into a room. I explained to you, you can ask whoever you want to come. Then Baba, and then Junet came back. He had actually started walking away, and he started telling, no, Baba is very busy. We have another engagement, And then Baba started looking at it. All those things, you can see them. Mm-hmm. Baba started looking at his time. He said, let's have breakfast tomorrow. Let's have breakfast. He pushed it. Mm. Then I told him, okay, it's fine. So I went and had breakfast with him. I explained everything to him. When I explained it to him, Baba was livid. Baba was so angry that this information had not come out before. And he asked me, but we are supposed to be, all these things, I have people who are supposed to be telling me these things. Why are they not telling me? I told him, it's okay, it's not yet too late. So that morning, we were having a meeting with IEBC at Safari Park. You'll forgive me because I have a lot to say. So if I go a bit. So we were having a meeting with IEBC at Safari Park. I went to that meeting with Baba because I was following him. And Baba told me, make sure these things come out. I went to that meeting and I said all those things in that meeting. When I finished, because Baba left before, Baba was very happy. He said, now we are good. Then, I don't know, as he was going, I don't know what Junet told him. I don't know what he told him. He came back, and then Junet came back and said, and Makau Mutua, the two of them. He says, Kachori, we are not supposed to be complaining. We are the government. We are not the ones who are supposed to be complaining. You're making us look bad. I told them, you guys, we are supposed to be complaining. We will either complain now or after, because these things. And then that thing from there was trashed. It was no action was taken.
A statement from Junet Mohammed. Honorable Raila Odinga would have no reason whatsoever to appoint me as the leader of minority in the National Assembly if I had truly betrayed him.
That's a tough one to fight.
Right? He also said something else, but that's his way of interpreting it. He said, for years I handled all delicate assignments from our late dear party leader with fidelity and diligence.
Sounds so just like what you've basically just been saying, that Junet had higher agency for Raila, right? That Raila really trusted Junet even during this entire campaign period
100%.
And the management of the presidential campaign. And even after the result that came out, Raila was not mad at Junet. And that's what Junet is saying. If Raila was actually angry at me, then he would not have gone on ahead to appoint me as a leader in parliament. He'd have punished me. The fact that I was not punished means that the principal was happy with the work that I did. That the rest of you all are just making noise.
Now, Junet could not say that, what he has just said, if Baba was there. Because he knows. He knows. Baba knew what he did. It's just that Baba was so forgiving. Baba was so forgiving. But also, the other thing is that Junet is very efficient in the work that in the role that he was playing as a broker, because Junet is a broker, and that one I can say in any forum. So as a broker, Junet is a broker.
What's a broker?
So you see, when there was that handshake thing, you remember Junet was only one of the only people who was there. And by the way, I'm very surprised that Junet can attack Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru Kenyatta alitoa Junet block vibaya sana. That guy, Uhuru Kenyatta has made Junet who he is today. Junet would be nowhere if it was not for Uhuru Kenyatta and the brokerage business he started after the handshake.
I don't know about that. So let's
the fact that he was given that
agents.
position does not mean, and I can tell you, if Baba was there, Junet could not face him and say, you gave me because I am loyal. But he was not given because he's good at loyalty or anything like that. He was given because he's an efficient broker, and at some point, Baba knew he would need a broker.
Same thing.
Yeah,
and
it's almost the same thing.
Same thing. Yes.
It's still a loyalty factor.
Yes.
A broker, a
Because
broker.
I trust you.
A broker.
I trust that you will deliver.
A broker.
I'm trusting that you will deliver because I've seen you deliver before.
A broker is not an agent. A broker is someone who is trying to sell something to the highest bidder. On behalf of whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's an agent.
Yeah. But the only difference is a broker is acting in his own interest. And Junet, that is what he's doing.
Let's go back to
even
the
now.
question of
He's
finances.
trying to sell ODM to the highest bidder.
Who funded?
That is his work. He's a broker.
To the best of your knowledge, who funded the Azimio campaign?
Azimio campaign was funded by many people. Azimio campaign was well funded. Let me start by saying that it was very well funded, and there were many people who were supporting Raila Odinga's candidature, who gave us very generous contributions, including the retired president Uhuru Kenyatta, who was also one of the supporters and benefactors of Azimio. So there was money from many quarters. We even did a fundraiser. A lot of money was raised, and that money, in terms of handling, was never handled by the secretariat led by Elizabeth Mayo. Okay. It was never handled because that is the secretariat that should have handled that money. But that money was never handled by that secretariat. So on the particular one about agents, because I don't want to talk about the others, it came out later that Uhuru Kenyatta gave out 500 million or thereabout to support, I think also, to support the issue of agents. And anyone who says that, Uhuru failed Baba, I think, honestly, let's just be honest. We failed ourselves. We failed ourselves as ODM. The money was paid, but remember, by that time the agents issue was already
in play,
going haywire.
But I want to start the conversation with what's been happening lately in the news.
Yeah.
Start with Edwin Sifuna goes for a funeral in Muranga and he talks about what happened in 2022.
Yeah.
And he says, wewe Junet ulifanya this and the other.
Yeah.
And it's reported on social media.
Yeah.
And Martha Karua, through her ex account, says, say it louder.
Yeah.
Say
Let's say
louder,
we
Martha?
all want to hear. Spill the beans. Yeah.
Say it louder. Is it spill the beans or I co-sign? I agree with what you're saying.
No. Say it louder. Yeah, so that we all hear. Amen.
Okay, but do you agree with
Are
what he
these
said?
confessions? I do not say that I know the origin of his whatever. But I know that Junet was entrusted by Baba with all things money. So I'm also interested to hear. Say more. Yeah. Yeah. One has a notion that things did not go right. But we've never dug to know what happened. So anybody with the information, let them spill it.
Okay, but you were there.
I was there. I wasn't in the room where they were doing the agents. All I know is that Baba entrusted literally almost everything to Junet. Yeah.
Yesterday we had Saitabao Olekanchori, Baba's chief agent, and he said more or less the same thing as Edwin Sifuna. That he had agents across the country, more than almost 120,000, he said, and the lists kept kept changing over time, kept changing over time. From a principal's perspective, how involved were you and Baba with things like agents? Or was it Saitabao and Junet entirely?
You know, being chief agent doesn't make you in charge of everything. And no candidate at a national level, at a constituency level, you can be in charge of all your agents. And maybe even at a county, you can try. But at the national level, you can't. You have to entrust it to others. I cannot tell you that I checked exactly what was happening, but we were assured everything was happening okay. But I know I received calls the last 2 days from many corners of the country by candidates very angry, saying that their list of agents had been trashed and instead other people had been put in. And you know, for agents, a candidate is key. So we were trying to get the candidates to be reinstated. And apparently it was not, even OP had some involvement. So you find in some places the lists are given by the chiefs, which chiefs had already migrated to a certain other side. So when you start hearing that there were stations where Azimio did not have agents, it meant that they had force, if you like, agents, procured by people masquerading as neutral, but who were already on the other side. So something wrong went on. Yeah, it's not something that we ever sat down to try and see how not to repeat. You remember we started demonstrations relating to the server almost immediately. So I'm as interested as any other Kenyan to hear. And that's the encouragement to anyone with information. Say it louder, we would like to hear.
Were there any internal failures